Hello, Nomads, and welcome to our monthly catch-up episode. This is for August 2022. My name is Eric, and I will be your host for the Nomads of Fantasy monthly catch-up. I have with me Brandon.
Hello, I'm Brandon.
And I have Dave.
Hello. I am the aforementioned Dave.
All right, well, let's get into it. I want to know what we've been exploring over the past month. Games, shows, whatever you got. Could be books, could be anything. Who wants to kick us off?
I didn't even know we were talking about books. I should have wrote that
Could
down.
be books, yeah, why not?
Hey, any world that you discovered, man. Because I've mostly been watching movies, so that's all I bring to the table.
What have you been watching?
Yeah.
I haven't finished it, but I just was on a flight, and halfway through the flight, then I had to get off. But I was watching The Batman. I think it's
the new
really good. Like, some people said it's boring and they didn't like it, but I'm only halfway through, and I'm loving it. So I'm hoping that. Yeah, so I haven't finished it, but
okay, I haven't even touched it yet.
Honestly, like, dude, we might want to watch this one for the show. I think there's enough story there, but I don't know. I thought that was really good.
It's cool because it's gritty. It's like a gritty. It's like a detective movie. It's not like a Batman movie per se.
That's what I like about it. I'm tired of Batman. I love Batman.
Don't
get me wrong, but yeah,
this is a good twist on it. It's like detective Batman rather than like superhero Batman.
Yeah, and he doesn't talk, and I haven't seen Bruce Wayne really yet, other than when he's like taking his like mask off when he's with Alfred, but I haven't seen any Bruce Wayne stuff, so I'm liking this. And another thing I saw, so we watched Moon like a couple months ago, and Sam Rockwell was like the feature of that movie. So I was like, yeah, I love Sam Rockwell. Oh, that's right, there's an animated movie that he was in. He was the voice of a wolf. So there's a movie called The Bad Guys that came out, I don't know, like 2000.
Oh, yeah.
2021, maybe 2022. Anyways, newer movie. It's pretty good. A little bit more mature. Like, it's not that silly, but it's not a serious movie. It's just probably maybe like a 10-year-old might like it, not like a 6-year-old. But I thought it was pretty fun. I liked it. Again, love Sam Rockwell. That was really cool. And I started watching the Uncharted movie, and I didn't like it, so I turned it off.
I was really
bothered.
To talk about.
Well, go ahead, Dave. We can come back to me. Let's hear. I didn't finish it.
I mean, it wasn't great. I don't blame you for stopping, but I don't know. So some of the issues that I had with it are casting related, like not sticking close enough to the game.
Yes.
Oh, I made Brandon choke with that one.
Brandon is dying. He hates this movie so much.
I did. I was drinking a beer and I was laughing because the casting was so bad, and I loved the actors.
I don't mind Tom Holland. Like, he was all right as Drake. I
went and I watched Marcus Sully.
Marcus Sully. That was not a good move, but the Tom Holland one wasn't bad. Like, towards the end of it, I started to grow to him as Drake.
Yeah,
Nathan,
that's fair.
But like, I immediately went and watched the Nathan Fillion one because we've talked about this on our own before, and like, after watching that, like, Nathan Fillion was good, but he's way too old to do it now. Like, so that ship has kind of sailed a long time ago. But I don't know, they try and recreate some of the scenes from the movie, which, some were better than others, like the falling out of the plane thing with the car. Like, that's
how it fucking starts.
Have you played the games, Dave?
Yeah, I played 1 through 3 or 4.
Okay.
So, and yeah, the story was all right. It was, your treasure hunting. It was Indiana Jonesy here and there, but like,
wasn't it like a sort of like an amalgamation of all of the games kind of put together? Because, like, I know they cherry picked some certain, like you were saying, some certain scenes from the games, but they don't really fit into the timeline where it's supposed to be. Because this is supposed to be like a young Nathan Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's probably why they casted Mark Wahlberg, is so that they can make him older later.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. It just bothered me because, like, these actors are fine. Like, just why did they make this an Uncharted movie? Just make the movie. I don't know why this had to be Uncharted. That was bothering me. I couldn't get out of my head.
Would it have been interesting at all if it didn't have the Uncharted IP? Like, just as a movie itself?
I think so.
Is it?
I think
Yeah,
I
it
would
would've
have
been-
lasted if I didn't, but I couldn't unsee. Like, I just see Mark Wahlberg in this movie. You know, I see Spider-Man in this movie. And then,
Right.
and I don't know. It's just like sometimes, like Dave, you have this issue where, like, if you see a big name in a role, you can't unsee it. And I just think that the Uncharted games are already very cinematic. That they just did the obvious thing, and I'm like, why am I watching this? Like, I know where this is going, and I know that nobody's gonna fucking die. So it's just such predictable shit. It's just not original, and
They
it's just
do
like, I there's so much better stuff I could watch.
The villain was kind of lame. Like, who the real villain ended
Stereotypical.
up being. I don't know. Can we spoil this movie?
Go ahead.
Have you
dude.
seen it?
I haven't, no, but I don't really care.
You got like Antonio Banderas as like the rich bad guy who's trying to find the gold or whatever, and then he's got like his number one chick who's supposed to be badass but fails at everything, and she just like murders him from behind, like in a scene, and then just becomes like the new big bad guy. And I was just like, really? That's, I don't know. It's
I
kinda...
mean, if you play the games, the villains aren't all that deep.
No.
You know?
it's more
like,
about the adventure in the games, I think. Like, you know,
Right.
that's the best part.
Yes.
And like the
It's yeah.
crazy set pieces hanging off of trains and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
Doesn't Nolan North make a cameo
He
in
does.
this movie? That's so weird. Why?
and it's
Why would
really
they do
like
that?
obvious and kind of ham-fisted. He's like, all right, good luck on your mission. And then they were like walking away and they're like, who was that guy? And they're like, I'm like,
so
guys.
dumb.
Yeah.
Do they? I don't know. It's just weird. Like, it's weird because nobody who didn't play the Uncharted games wouldn't know who that is, and also the people who do play them know who it is, but they make it seem like you're not. You know, it's just that seems like a very weird choice.
It's like
who is that cameo for?
It's the
You know,
Stanley. That's for the people who play the games. It's like the Stanley
I
Marvel
guess,
thing, where it's
but-
just like this really awkward, like, oh, there goes Spider-Man, and you know,
It-
it's kind of like
it's
a
just-
paying homage to him, but which is fine, whatever.
What I don't
You
like
can-
is I don't like that. Like, this movie felt like it was something that we would get in the 90s, like mid to late 90s, where they try to take a game idea and then recreate it for the movies instead of working hand in hand. You know, like, I would rather see something like that where, like, we have the game, we have Nathan Drake, we have the Uncharted like cast figured out. Go play those games, but maybe you can do something in this world that could maybe, like, what if they did have Nathan Fillion playing the older version and he has a kid that wants to get in it? You could make a movie off of that that's based off of the Uncharted. If you want to see the adventures of Nathan Drake, then go play those Uncharted games. But what do? It's just like, we've done this, and it's why Mario Brothers movies sucked. It's why, like, the Mortal Kombat movies are not great movies. Like, the first one's good, but, you know, it's just the same shit. You
Wait,
know,
you
it's just
said-
like
oh, Mortal Kombat. Sorry, you said Mario movie was good. It's,
Mario.
yeah.
Just a-
Mario movie was not good.
no, yeah, it's just a like a popcorn blockbuster type summer movie.
Street Fighter, the movie, was bad.
Yeah. It's not, yeah. It doesn't seem, I mean, whatever. We did a whole episode on video game movies before, if you want to listen to us talk about that. But
We did, that's right.
the
That was
point
good
is that
conversation.
whenever they try to make a video game movie, they don't lean far enough in either direction. Like, they get caught in the middle of trying to appease the gamers and trying to appease the wider audience, and it just doesn't work when you try to appeal to both sides.
Yeah. No.
So,
That wasn't a
Yep.
bad one though. I did play something awesome this month though.
ooh, let's hear it.
$20 game called Arcade Paradise.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Knew
talked
was
about
coming.
this before, but I wanted to deep dive on this at some point to try and woo you guys over to the arcade side. So, I mean,
Does
it's
it have
basically-
multiplayer?
No,
Well, then I'm not going to play it by myself.
it's a single player game. I mean, you can play it co-op multiplayer on your couch.
Well, it's got couch
Like,
co-op. That's
you could
kind
have
of cool.
you could
All
have
right,
your
now,
kids play
now we're
with you.
talking. Okay, now we're talking.
I mean, you know,
Okay.
it's got a 9 out of 10 on Steam. 95% of Google users like this game, so it's not just an indie game I'm trying to force on you. It's actually it's
All right,
a solid.
tell me what this game is, because I have been curious about it.
It is a 90s retro arcade simulation game. You end up getting a laundromat gifted to you by your dad while you're after you graduate. I don't know if you're out of college yet. You might still be in college. The only set piece you really have is you get dropped off by the bus out in front of the building, in front of the laundromat. You go in. Usually every day there's like garbage on the ground and people's random socks and stuff like that. You got to go around and pick up garbage, and there's a table that gets laundry. You put it in the washer. You put it in the dryer. I can tell
you're losing Brandon.
I know.
You're losing Brandon already.
No, I'm looking at Google to look at pictures of this game.
Washer, dryer, and then you put it back on the other table. And the faster you do it, you get money back. So that's how you run the laundromat side. But then you go into the back room to the office, and you notice there's like 3 arcade games back there. And your sister tells you that when she was working there, she wanted to put them out front and get some extra money, blah, 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 blah. So you end up cleaning up the back room, setting up a little side arcade. So you're running the laundromat front and the arcade back. And I think you start with like a Pac-Man clone. Everything's a clone of like a game genre today. So there's, digital air hockey. There's a Pac-Man clone that's like a GTA reskin of Pac-Man, which is kind of cool. A Match 3 game. There's a Missile Command game. There's a Cruisin' USA game. Like there's every 90s genre of arcade games. There's a version of it. There's a whack-a-mole game where which is actually surprisingly fun. But that's cool. As you play the games, they get more popular. People start coming to play those games more often. Every day you get daily challenges of like, survive level 1 of this Pac-Man game. And you beat it, you get some little side cash, which is like the premium currency that you use to buy the upgrades. And then, as you complete more goals, the machines start making more money. You eventually expand. You expand into the broom closet, and then you expand into the storage area, and then you end up moving like a laundromat wall back. And by the time you're getting to like the second or third expansion or whatever, I haven't done laundry in days. I don't do that. I don't do people's dirty clothes anymore. I just come in, pick up the garbage, and then I go back and I play arcade games all day. But that's basically all it is. It's a mini game collection, but it's got a nice 90s arcade thing. You buy a jukebox and you can play. There's all like these like 90. There's a grunge 90 album in there. There's like arcade techno-y music that you can just play and crank up while you're playing games. And basically, yeah, you just every couple days you end up getting enough money to buy another arcade game. It shows up in the morning. Clean up, you go check your things, you go play some, try and beat some levels here and there. But I think I'm maybe halfway to 75% of the way through it. I haven't quite closed the laundromat yet. I think at some point you buy the laundromat and you just turn the whole friggin' thing into an arcade, which is pretty cool. But I've got like maybe 20 games. And each one has its own levels. The cool thing that they do is each game has a progression in it. So, like regular arcades, you just eat your quarters, and when you come back to it, it's the same game. This one, they have like a Galaga clone, and like you buy upgrades for your ship, and as long as you finish your game, whatever, when you come back to it, you still have those upgrades. So every time you're coming back and playing it, you're getting a little further, you're doing a little bit more. It's cool. It's a fun one.
That is pretty cool. As long as I feel like the make or break for a game like that is the games, like the mini games, actually have to be fun. Mm-hmm. Like it's not as long as it sounds like the mini games are fun and like it's not like quality or quantity over quality.
Yeah, and there's so many of them that like if there's one that you don't like I'm really sick of that Pac-Man one. Like I don't play that anymore. But there's, a twin stick shooter. There's a brawler, which I haven't gotten yet. I don't know.
This is like a first-person game.
Yeah. You just walk up to the machines and it just zooms in right up on the screen. And you play it.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you can move games around the arcade because you can put, higher paying ones next to lower paying ones, and that'll boost their popularity because they're next to the good cabinet. But you see like the reflections of the walls off of the screen that you're looking at, which is kind of cool. So it's like it's in the environment and everything is in world. You got to go around and empty out your token hoppers when they get too full of quarters.
I feel like the only thing I've seen in the trailer for this game is just constantly plunging toilets.
The trailer is brutal. The trailer kind of sucks.
The trailer doesn't do it any favors. It didn't sell me on the game, but yeah, you explaining it definitely gets me a lot more excited for it.
Yeah, it's $20, so I mean, it's not like it's We talked about the value of a game last week, and like you get some good value out of this. You get, it changes so quickly that if you're bored with the game or you don't even like it, by the time you get to the next day, you've made enough money to buy another machine, and then the cycle keeps continuing. So
I would not be shocked if it found its way to Game Pass, and then I would definitely play it.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
It's got this weird like push and pull where like in the beginning where like you have to do the laundry to make the money, but at the same time you got to play the games, and you get little watch notifications every time a load is. You got to go change a load out. Like, and then, it's that, do I finish my high score or do I go empty the laundry or do I just keep playing my game and I get a shitty laundry score and I don't make any money off of the laundry? I'm just trying to play the game more. It's
Brandon.
It's just like I hear this and like
Brandon
I feel
doesn't like
I could have spent
simulation
$20 on
games.
that when I've already spent money buying like other games that like God of War, Breath of the Wild, Spider-Man that I had like huge hitters I got to play. What's funny though? Here I am. You know what I'm doing? I look at those games and I'm like so intimidated that I play like Skyrim. And I can't stop thinking about Skyrim. And I can't put it down. I don't know why that game does that to me. I was like, don't do it, Brandon. I'm like, I'm just going to go in to do this one thing that I want to check out, and then I'm done. But I'll walk there when I do it. And I did. And so many, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Hours
and,
go
like,
by.
You can just dip in, dip out. Like, no pressure either.
I dipped in
and that game sounds like it. I will probably get caught in a loop, if I really like it. I like that it's first person, so I feel like I'll get caught in a loop. And I'm like, man, I got to play these big story driven games. And I don't know. Like, it sounds cool. If there was a trial, I'll check it out.
This is a good one because you can play it for a half hour. You just do 1 day cycle, and then it saves at the end of every day. So once you hit the next day, you're like, all right, well, I can come back tomorrow.
That's true.
There's an upgrade.
Like, that'd be good for like a Switch.
It is out for the Switch.
It's on Switch. Yeah. Yep.
There's one you get that like slows down the time of day, like how long a day goes, and you can turn it on and off basically. So if you want to run through, play a quick game of the Tetris clone or whatever, come in, you get it done.
That's dope. All right, that's cool.
That's cool.
It's worth it. I would actually, check it out and see if it goes on Switch sale. That would be. It would be good,
dude. Yeah,
it scratches that nostalgic itch of all it's all those old classic 90s arcade games. So
yeah, if I saw it on sale, I would pick it up. Well, I have a bunch of shit to talk about too. Since the last time we did our catch up, I bought a Quest 2.
Yeah.
So I bought it secondhand, and this is actually, it's funny. I got a killer deal on it. This was right after they raised the price from $300 to $400.
I didn't know they raised the price.
Yeah,
they did raise the price. Yes, they've raised it $100. The 128 gig model, which is the lowest that you can get now. But yeah, it was $300. Now it's $400. But I was browsing the Facebook Marketplace and I saw someone was selling one for $150.
That's a good idea.
And I'm like, oh shit, secondhand, looks in good condition. Bought it. Took it home, cleaned it up, got some rubbing alcohol
Clorox
out.
wipes.
Clorox wipes, rubbing alcohol, cleaned the hell out of it. And then, I booted it up and been playing a bunch of different stuff. Like I played through the first episode of Vader Immortal. That was really good.
That was fun.
I got Walkabout Mini Golf, which
I got
that's
that.
probably like one of my favorite.
That's really fun
games that I've played so far.
We got to do that together
really
because of the multiplayer.
Oh yeah,
it's cool.
Like, I was looking at it and I'm
cool.
like, how fun can mini golf be? Like I've played mini golf before. It's fun, but like, it's just, I don't know. There's something different about it when it's in VR, and like they can put you. You know how mini golf courses have like themes usually.
Oh yeah.
They put you into these like, there's like a pirate theme level. There's a space theme level. There's like a spooky like gothic haunted house type level. Like, so they put you into these themed worlds, and you're just playing these fun mini golf courses, and
that sounds awesome.
There's something about it that is just really,
and you
really
feel
fun.
like you're kind of there, because of the VR
you do.
effect.
You can make them so elaborate, and like you can build these giant ass set pieces that you could never have in real life, and that's good. That's super cool.
I think it's funny because like you watch your friend go and like when you play it with multiplayer, you can see them. They make their mistake. You just see them go, oh, and it's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like above a pirate ship right now.
No, we definitely gotta do multiplayer.
It's funny,
'cause,
yeah.
I've just been playing it single player.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I got a couple other games like the Blade and Sorcery, which is fun. It's like medieval fighting game. But I feel like I've definitely leaned more towards like the more chill games. Like it's fun to do like, sword fighting in VR or like boxing in VR, but those are all, they're so intense. You have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, which I never am.
But like I got this game called Bait. It's a free game. It's a fishing game. And you just sit in your chair, fucking cast your rod, and you're fishing. Like I don't know. There's something in my brain that just like clicks with that, And like there's like a puzzle game. Like I bought this 3D puzzle game where you're just sitting down and you're building out these like, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, but it's in they're like 3D spaces that you're building. So
sweet.
That's really cool. So I feel like I prefer like the seated, like more chill experiences. And there's a free, it's not like a demo, but it's like an experience that Oculus put out, and you're like on the International Space Station, just going around exploring that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like that is really freaking cool. Like there's some cool stuff on there.
Like the fidelity on that and like the refresh rate on those things is pretty sweet. The controllers are awesome. Like
you can turn on 120
detection.
Refresh rate is. I'm sorry. Is
Really?
it 120? It is 120. Yeah, 120. It's in the. So they have
really?
a tab. Yeah, if you go to your settings,
That's
go
I know they
to-
have like experimental.
that's where it is.
features or whatever.
Experimental. Yeah. So it's like the beta features really. But you go in there and you can turn it on. It just goes to your battery faster. I think it's unnecessary. I think the 60 frames, whatever, is totally all you need.
I'm the type of person who never gets motion sick in VR.
Yeah,
like
me
I can
either.
do anything. I can do anything
Yeah,
in
I'm
VR.
good.
Be flipping around in a plane, and I never get motion sick or anything like that. So I'm good with that. But no, I've been exploring a bunch of different VR experiences, and
Do you have Beat
a lot
Saber?
of them are super fun. I don't have Beat Saber.
Dude, that game is a blast.
It is. I had it on PlayStation VR, so I pretty
okay.
much played through the entire thing before, and like it's $30, so I'm like, do I really want to buy it again? I probably will eventually,
Fair
because
enough.
on the Quest 2, you can like sideload mods onto it as well, like so you can. I mean, there's a huge Beat Saber modding community.
Are you fucking telling me you can mod my Quest 2?
Yes.
Are you
just hook it up to
fucking
a
kidding me?
computer. You hook it up to a computer, download like Quest 2, or especially for Beat Saber. There's tons of songs for Beat Saber.
Oh
Just
my
load 'em,
god! Yeah,
sideload
because they're
'em
putting
onto
fucking
your-
like Billie Eilish and like
Dude,
the Lady Gaga
There's-
one's great, but like I don't know, some of these it's just like too pop. I want rock bands, man.
there is a huge Beat Saber modding community. You should check it out. Yep.
Please, thank you for telling me that.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much Quest 2. I've been playing it for, I don't know, a lot more than I thought I would. I don't know if I'll get burned out on VR, but the Quest 2 is so nice because, it's wireless, it's standalone, just pop it on and you're in, you're playing.
It does make it super easy, which is nice. There's no cords or anything. That sucked back in the day.
It's not even a gripe. It's expected. The battery life's not incredible, but you're not going to be in VR for super long anyways. But
We played.
there was one night there were nights where I've run down the entire battery just being in there for a couple hours.
Did you play Vader yet?
But I did. I played the first episode
Nice.
of Vader Immortal. Yep, it's
pretty intense,
really good.
right?
It is, yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing a bunch of different things. I bought a golf game as well. It's called Golf Plus.
Oh.
So there's like
It's more
full-fledged,
realistic, I think.
yep, full-fledged like golf simulation. It's awesome.
Do you
Like-
still have like a hook or a slice? Is how accurate is it?
Oh yeah,
Everything.
it's very, very accurate.
Huh.
Yep, I was hitting the range trying to get my swing down, and like if you practice enough, it will help your swing in real life too. And like in VR, you can see exactly what you're doing, where your ball is going, how much you're.
Do they have like
You're
a
slicing
swing
it and
trainer
everything.
kind of thing, where it like kind of tells you
Yeah.
how to change your grip or whatever?
Sort of, yeah. But it's really fun.
You know what they need to make is like a TIE, like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter VR.
That
Yeah,
would be.
I mean,
sweet.
they have Star Wars Squadrons, but It's not for Quest. It's on PC and it's on PlayStation.
Yeah, Xbox
VR?
has it.
Okay.
Oh, VR. Oh, okay.
It is in VR. Yep.
Oh, but I just want to sit in the back of like the Millennium Falcon or something like that, and while you
Like,
fly or something like that. Please, what?
Cockpit games
That
are
would be
kind of made
really
perfect
cool.
for VR because you don't have to move.
That's
you
what
have
I
everything
think.
around you, and you're kind of you're.
There is,
it's
but
natural
there's
to control.
surprisingly not a ton of them on the Oculus store. Like I was looking, and there's like a plane. There's like a World War One like plane shooter, and there's like I think there is like one space shooter, but there's not as many as you would expect there. To
Yes. Yeah.
I think like
No set.
Microsoft Flight Simulator would be amazing.
Be. Oh my god! How is?
Because they have
I don't know how that's not in VR.
all
yet.
the cockpits modeled.
Someone had to have modded it already. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that'd
crazy.
be cool.
And skydiving and shit like that. Yeah, totally. Or like squirrel suit flying or whatever that shit is.
You just got to get like a
Yep.
fan and have the wind blowing in your face while you have the thing on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Make it 4D.
I
4D.
So I got a couple other movies that I watched. I had a really busy month, right? So I didn't really get to finish things, but I do have a list I'm chipping away through when I feel like watching a movie. Another one I discovered on Netflix. It was called The Disappearance at Clifton Hill. It takes place in Niagara Falls.
I was just gonna ask.
So yeah, so I think that's cool. So I was like, all right. So I watched it. I just watched like the opening like 20 minutes, whatever, to see if it had good acting and if I liked the idea. And I'm like, all right, I'll come back to it. But what I watched, it was cool. So basically, this woman is in her 20s or whatever, and she's struggling with this memory that she has of what she thinks was like a kidnapping happening in front of her. So she has a flashback, and she remembers like kind of being like a little girl with her parents at Niagara Falls, and she went to go into like the woods area a little bit, and she went, I don't know what she was doing over there, get water from a fountain or something like that, and a car was driving her around really slow with the window down, the guy looking out the window, and she sees a boy probably like 10 12 years old hiding, and he's like saying like be quiet to her and stuff like that, and he's hiding in the bushes. And then she like drops her bucket or something like that, and then the kid runs off and he gets picked up, and so she sees this kid get kidnapped. And I don't know if he dies or what happened, but she saw it happen. But she was so young that she doesn't really know what she saw. She's probably like 7 years old, 8 years old, probably 7, 6 or something like that. But so she goes to her family, and she just kind of forgets it. So I was like, all right, this is kind of cool, and it's in our backyard, more or less in Western New York here. So I'm going to go back and watch that.
It was on
and then
Netflix?
It was on Netflix. Yeah. The Disappearance at Clifton Hill.
Okay.
And everybody else
would be into that.
Yeah. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, you didn't see, you're just, imagining things. But she's like, no, I think it really happened. So another movie I watched, had Hugh Jackman in it. It was called Pan. Not a good movie. It was like a retelling of Peter Pan, and it's just weird.
Oh,
It's obnoxious. I didn't like it.
It's not Pan's
And-
Labyrinth.
Hugh Jackman, Peter Pan.
No, some kid is, but like Hugh Jackman is like some kind of pirate. I don't think he's like, is he? No, he's not Hook. Hook is played by another actor, and his acting is so distractingly. It's just distracting. I don't know if it's bad or what. I did not like it. So I struggled with the acting and casting, and it was just a weird story. Visually, it looked great, but I really didn't care for it. And it came out a few years ago. And the last thing I have is Space Sweepers. I just went off of
Sounds like a B
so-
movie there.
I was gonna say it sounds like a porno or something.
So it's on Netflix. It's I think it's a Japanese show. Could be Korean, but it's about these guys, this crew of people, motley crew of like a woman and like a couple dudes and a robot, and they just go around like, it's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit, or like Cowboy Bebop. Definitely like an anime, the way it's like filmed and treated and all that stuff, but it's live action with a lot of CG. And they just go around just kind of doing odd jobs and stuff like that. And they come across, like, I don't know, I'm trying to remember the story. I watched this beginning of the month last month, but this little girl is like the thing that they have to like take and like drop her off and whatever. and I don't know if she's being sold or whatever, but she's special. And it turns out that she's like a bomb, like she's like artificial, she's like created, but she's a really cute little girl. So the acting is actually really good in this. The production's really fun. It's in like an anime come to life. And
I don't know why, as you were explaining this, I was thinking this was like a live act, like a reality show or something.
No, it's a movie, and it actually at the end it has a very good emotional, like it actually lands. As weird as it is, like I kind of want to rewatch it because it was just weird. But Space Sweepers, it's on Netflix.
Space Sweepers, how the hell did you find that?
It was just like recommended to me, and then I'm like, I like the cover art, and I'm like, all right.
Never heard of it.
I here's my problem. Like I do this all the time. I check movies out and give them like 5-10 minutes. I'll know as soon as I hear the acting and kind of. So this one I actually watched all the way through, and I liked it. It's cool. It's a good one. Nobody is probably talking about that one, but
look like Space Power Rangers.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. I got a couple other things to talk about real quick. I watched an entire series of a show throughout this month since the last time we talked. I messaged you guys a little bit about this, but it might be one of my new favorite shows ever. It's Nathan For You. It's really fucking good. So it originally aired on Comedy Central, which this show is way too good for Comedy Central. I don't know why it was on there, but it aired back in like 2014, 2015, but now it's on HBO Max, and it is like, it's really good. Like, it's a comedy show, but it also goes places towards the end of the series. And like this guy, Nathan Fielder, he's the host, or he's the host, the creator, the producer, the showrunner. And this dude is like a genius. I don't know. The situations that he creates and the way that he can like manipulate people, it's really fascinating to watch.
What are some of your favorite like things that he pulled?
I don't want to spoil anything, but like, well, the premise of the show, I haven't even explained that. If you don't know what it is he's posing as like a businessman who helps out small businesses, like failing businesses, and like pitching them new ideas to help drum up more business.
But they're ridiculous.
So they're absolutely ridiculous. In the first episode, he goes to a pizza shop and he guarantees that his idea is that they guarantee an 8-minute delivery or they get a free pizza. Which obviously 8-minute delivery is impossible. You can't do it. But the free pizza that they give the person is like 2 inches big. So like he goes, like they're running this promotion and they're showing these like their delivery drivers delivering the pizzas. Though? No, it is. These are 100% real. Yeah, real people, real businesses.
So they probably just signed something and just gotta go with it. It's like, look, is this for comedy?
They tell the business that they're filming like a documentary. Like they don't tell them that this is like a comedy show. They tell them like, oh, we're filming a documentary on like.
It's kind of fucked up, man. They're a failing business and you're toying with them.
There's some stuff in this show, and the reason that I watched it is because Nathan Fielder just released a new show on HBO Max called The Rehersal. And
yeah, is that good?
I watched the first 3 episodes. It's not really funny. It's just insane, some of the stuff he does. Like it is like sometimes your mouth is just like hanging open, like you can't believe what is happening. Like it's insane. It's worth a watch. Okay. Absolute, for sure.
Okay.
But I would recommend, I mean, you could jump right into The Rehersal, but I feel like you should watch Nathan For You first if you wanted to. And like these are 20-minute episodes.
Yeah.
There's 4 seasons. There's 8 episodes per season. Okay. So like I blew through it in like 2 weeks because I was just watching like 4 of them every night because I couldn't stop watching it, and it's just so good. I recommend this show to both of those shows to anybody. The Nathan For You is definitely more comedy focused. It's funnier. Some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen on TV. Like I was laughing like the hardest I've ever laughed in my life, and
okay.
I know I'm really hyping this show up a lot,
no, that's
but
cool. I dig it.
It is really, really good.
I'll check it out.
But that was Nathan for you. The only other thing that I know we've all been watching.
Yeah.
It's kind of a little
Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings, man.
Oh yeah.
It's a great time to be alive.
It's ridiculous.
I was gonna say, House of the Dragon. Specifically, I haven't watched Lord of the Rings yet.
Oh, you haven't? Dude, it's fine. It's great.
Fantastic.
Watch it.
It's fine.
Like, there's really, like, no concern. Like, go watch it. It's, I don't know, if anybody has an issue with that, like, get over
No,
yourself.
I'll watch it. I've just never been the hugest Lord of the Rings fan, but, you know. I'll watch it.
Pays
I'll
respects
still,
to the Tolkiens.
I'll still watch it. Yeah, I don't. It's not like I don't like Lord of the Rings.
I can tell Dave and I are making the Fellowship of the Ring, like, that's like episode 100 probably for us. It's like
it's the pinnacle of
Lord of the
cinema.
Rings.
I wish I was as into it as you guys are. Like, I've seen the movies and I like them. They're good, but I'm not
It's
like
no Potter for you.
I would take Potter over Lord of the Rings for sure.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
you kneel for no man.
No, we'll probably be reviewing.
But House of the
we'll probably
Dragon.
be reviewing House of the Dragon.
Yeah,
season
we
one.
probably should
Enjoy the
recap
show.
on it. It's so you guys are enjoying it. I've only watched the
only
first 3
two.
episodes, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 3 episodes out at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've watched all of them and I've enjoyed all of them. I think they're
you
getting better and better.
are you watching with your wife or by yourself?
Yeah. No, she loves it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, we watched all
love
of Game of Thrones together, and she's into it.
I
and
love
I'm
it.
So happy that she is. 'cause
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if I probably would have eventually watched it by myself if I had to, but it's so
cool
much better when you
There's
have
significant others there.
when you have a
into it.
show that you're excited about and you're looking forward to it each week, and you're like, oh yeah, let's watch.
Like the
you
third
know, let's watch the new
episode,
Game of
it's
Thrones.
all build up, and my wife was just like edge of her seat, and I thought it was pretty cool. It was like I remember the show gets that out of her because I'm always invested in stuff. You know, I take things really serious. That's probably why I like a cut after 10 minutes. But like when something's good, I'm like I'm here for it. It's just be watchable and enjoyable and entertaining and original, and I'm good. You know,
It's crazy that they're able to pull this off. Like, there's so much setup and history behind the story that they're telling, but I think they do a really good job of like getting you up to speed with everything that's going on.
oh, the intro
And, like,
too.
Yeah,
Right.
and like they have to in the I mean,
alright.
this is sort of a spoiler, but they like do a little time jump like from episode 2 to 3 to like kind of just move the story along, but it doesn't feel too out of place. You know, I don't want to get too into it if we're gonna,
please.
The Dave's
I haven't watched
episodes
especially
behind.
if we're gonna recap it. But yeah, it's good.
Love
It's
that hot
surprisingly
D.
good. That hot D, baby. I was not like I didn't have any hype for it going into it because nobody was really talking about it.
What
after
team- what team are you?
After Game of Thrones season 8.
Team Ray. Who are you?
What do you? I didn't know there was teams.
So you got Viserys,
Rhaenyra
the
or
king.
Viserys?
Yeah, we got Rhaenyra, the daughter, the one,
Of course, I mean,
or
of
is it
course
the
I'm-
uncle? You know,
No way,
We're
Team Rhaenyra.
We're so
all the
early.
way
There's
for
still
me.
so many
No way.
houses to be like.
No way.
We-
I'm rooting
saw-
for the uncle.
Yeah,
What?
He gets shit done.
Uncle.
He does it.
Damien?
Uncle's dirty.
No,
Yep.
no, man.
But you just gotta wait for like you see Highgarden so far, but you haven't seen any of the houses. Like you saw the Starks at like the
Right, you
one.
saw some
You
Starks.
see,
more
you see a
houses.
house.
You meet a Lannister in the next episode.
you do meet a Lannister.
Yeah,
And
I
it-
figured
I don't
they
know
were
if we're gonna
coming.
see Castle Rock, but like I hope so because he's talking about how great it is. I'm like I hope I want to see it when it's prime, baby. You know, like
good.
show me some Essos too. Throw some Sothros in there, man. Show me shit. I love it. Whatever. All right, I'll come
Yeah,
down.
I'm glad that they were able to bring everybody back after Game of Thrones left a sour taste after that ended.
It's been so long. I'm trying to remember all the houses. They're mentioning like Harrenhal.
Right.
And I'm like, where the fuck is that? Isn't that destroyed in Game of Thrones? So
Yeah, this just making
it's
me
good
want to rewatch the show all over again.
get back in there.
Yep. I think that was, well, I guess I had one more game that I just wanted to throw out there because I'm enjoying it and I think people should play it.
Leisure Suit
It's
Larry
on-
6.
It's a classic.
It's on Game Pass. Just came out. It's called Tinykin. I don't know if you guys have checked this one out or heard about it.
Tinykin. I don't know if I've even heard of that.
It's really good. If you have ever played Pikmin or like Pikmin style games or like fun,
I don't
interesting
play
platformers,
children's
then
games.
this is a very good. It's not a children's game. But it has a very cool art style, and it's really fun. Like, it combines, I mean, Pikmin was more of like a strategy game, but this combines like the Pikmin elements of the little dudes following you around, and like they're moving, you know, you can get your Tinykin that move stuff around for you. You can get your bomb ones that blow stuff up. You can get, you know, a bunch of different ones that do all these things for you.
Like lemmings?
But it's also sort of, yeah. But it's also a platformer, and you're like a tiny dude in like a big world, which is always appealing to me.
I did see this on Game Pass. Okay, so it is fun.
You're like climbing around, like
a bedroom really or something like that. It's like,
No, it's really fun. I feel like the art style can put some people off just because it, you know, it looks simple and cheap, but like in motion when you're actually playing it, it's really charming and fun.
See that? Okay, because I actually did not click on, because I would like do like cloud play in a game like that, right? And I was like, all right, I'll just stream it. And
dude, I bet
the art styles just kind of turned me off a little. This looks cheap.
Dude, I'm telling you, the art style it's charming. Once you kind of get into it a little bit more, and I feel like it's a perfect game for kids too, for your guys' kids. Like, it's simple. The controls are simple and they're fun. It's super fun.
I like
be a great game with the kids.
Any game where you're like small in a large environment. Like when you're like a Toy Story or those Toy Soldier games where you're going around like the bedroom is like gigantic.
It Takes Two.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of like Tony Hawk thrown in there, just a little bit, because you have like this soap board. It's basically a bar of soap that you ride around on to get places faster, and you can like grind on ledges and
that's cool. Okay.
Go down ramps and stuff.
See, that's not in one of the 4 images that they provide you on game like on a game preview on Xbox. Which 4 is stupid.
It's fun.
4 images to sell this whole game to me. Like, come on, give me as many as they want to give me. Like, at least 10.
Yeah. No,
trailers. Yeah, but I hate trailers. You know why I hate video game trailers? Because they think they're like showing a movie. You know, and it's just like, give me a game trailer. Just show me gameplay. Show it in motion, not brought to you by, produced with, in a time when a world's like, come on, let's go. Just, I'm right back, or I'll go to the screenshots.
If you're talking about,
I ain't got time for this.
I know we're talking about, like, this feels like a Nintendo game. Like, it's,
I mean, there's like
a little bit of story, but like, it's all about the fun gameplay. Like, and it feels good too. Like, the platforming feels good, and like getting your little Tinykin following you around, and it's not difficult either. Like, it's more of like a chill game. You're just going around. It's like a collectathon type deal.
Did you ever play Overlord on the back like a couple generations ago? Overlord?
No, but I've heard
those are fun.
I've heard this game compared to that.
Okay.
That game before.
Yeah, you're an Overlord and you have these little minions. You're like an evil guy. And you just go around messing with like the humans and stuff, like move trees
it's sort of
and
similar.
open doors. And okay,
definitely, absolutely inspired by Pikmin, and it's not really shy about it either.
Pikmin meets Overlord
inspiration. Yeah, Pikmin meets Overlord meets, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Tony Hawk
platformer. A little bit of Tony Hawk thrown in there. Maybe like, I don't know, like Psychonauts, sort of, with like the platforming.
Okay.
But
sure.
No, it looks and feels like a Nintendo game. It feels good, feels polished. So I would recommend checking it out, especially since it's on Game Pass. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's all I had.
That's a month.
For this month. Yeah, that's a month. That's a month, baby.
Here we are going into September.
Yeah. Getting ready for fall. Lots of shows coming out, games coming out in the
Our next
fall
2 months.
season.
Our next 2 months are stacked. I'm really excited to talk about the next.
We got some heavy hitters.
Yeah, we do. It's pretty stacked for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You have to wait and find out, though.
Fun. There's your
Go to our
tease.
Twitter and you'll see a calendar.
I was gonna say.
Yep, there's your little tease. All right. Let's wrap this puppy up. If you want to follow us, you can follow us at Nomads of Fantasy on Twitter and Instagram. Email us at nomadsoffantasy.com to tell us what you have. Email us at nomadsoffantasy.com. Email us at nomadsoffantasy@gmail.com to tell us what you have been exploring this past month. You can visit the nomadsoffantasy.com for all your nomad needs. And with that, safe travels, nomads.
Bye.